Do you feel like you're falling behind? It's already the fourth quarter and you have not actually moved the way that you want to move. I want to let you know it's not too late and you can take some of these execution steps and actually finish the race strong. I'm Angie, your favorite journaling mentor, and today we're going to talk about executing in the fourth quarter. We're going to talk about 3 key things that will allow you to properly execute in this last quarter. But if you have not set up your journal, which is a requirement to execute, you can catch a few videos back where I talk about planning out your fourth quarter. So the first thing that we would do is actually write out our weekly task. What are your top 3 things that you need to be done for the week? And what are your top 3 things that need to be done for the day? If you've read any books, if you've been in business longer than 30 minutes, you've heard this. And the reason that you've heard it is because it's true. It is true execution on a daily basis. And when I say execution, I mean actually doing the work. I know I say, the word seems so big and so broad, but it's actually just doing the work. When you're writing down those daily tasks, you're writing down what needs to be done. Sometimes they're repetitive. Sometimes it's writing a marketing plan. Sometimes it might be getting on the phone with 3 individuals to close a deal, right? But they're things that need to be done every week, sometimes every day, depending on the task, in order for you to say, I did the work, Angie. I did it. I have no excuses. I have data, right? I can go back and look at data. That's what execution is all about. It is actually doing the work and being able to come back to it and look at the data. I want you to remember that this isn't just about completing to-do lists, right? We've all had them. I've had them. I make them. I throw them away. But this is about getting to the goal. You came to this video, you're still here because you want to actually finish a goal you have. You had a dream, you had a desire, and it's not going to get completed unless you're doing certain tasks. And sometimes these would be called the money making task, right? They add up over time, and sometimes we have to do them. So I don't want to beat you up over the head and beat a dead horse, as they would say, but I want you to know how important it is to track your daily and your weekly habits. What are the things that need to be done so that you can properly execute in this last quarter? So if the task seemed too hard and you want some accountability, make sure you check the link below and come join our group where we are doing this together as a team. We leave no CEOs left behind. Number 2, we're talking about tracking habits. We just talked about tracking the task, but habits are a little bit different. Habits are things that keep the wheels going, right? Is I wake up every single morning at 6 o'clock. It doesn't change. And I go walk every day, every single day, right? I remember I was running a half marathon, not a marathon. Don't quote me on a marathon, but I was running a half marathon and I had to train. And I was with a friend, and every single day we would get up and go run. I mean, we was in 12-degree weather when it got cold. We was in 100-degree weather when it was hot. But I remember seeing this older lady, and she would just truck every day. And we stopped and was like, do you do this all the time? And she told us that she walked slash run every day for the last 30 years and that she was 82 years old. Not only was she 82, but she could not remember the last time she went to the doctor. And that bit me. Like, if somebody could take a chunk out the side of my neck, it was done for me, right? If this woman can do this every single day at the age 82, I definitely can do it, right? And so that would be considered a habit for my health. Drinking 90 fluid ounces a day of water would be another habit for my health. Checking my checking account every day is a habit for my banking health, right? So whatever that habit is that you're baking in, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, you need to be tracking those habits daily. When you fill in the box, it needs to be full. Because what happens is when you start missing those habits that fill your cup, Your cup becomes depleted, and then the business execution tasks are harder and harder to actually accomplish. We don't have enough energy. We don't have enough fuel. We don't have enough tenacity to get it done because our habits weren't fulfilled every day. So I want you to take that, not with a grain of salt, but with action, that you will make sure that you document your habits every single day. Every day that you take a breath, you need to be documenting it. Did I do? Did I pray? Did I do XYZ? Whatever it is on your list of habits that aid to building you up as an individual, that's how you're going to serve your people. When you fill your cup, you can fill that cup. So we want to execute in this season, right? That's why we're here. And building habits of looking at the overall picture quarterly will let you know what you need to change in the next quarter, i.e., January, i.e., what is in April, or whenever it is that you might be looking at this video, making sure that you're building habits and weekly tasks that aid in the longevity of that quarterly review. When you look at it as a whole picture, right, you get to see the gaps, you get to see the things that you kept doing and why you have the results that you have. Because when you're in the mundane of the day, you can't really kind of see how important it is. But when you look at it quarterly, you get to see, oh, I did that every single day and I got 3 clients every single week. I did that every single day and I lost 10 pounds. I did that every single day and I was actually happier. So you get to see what those daily and weekly trackings do when you look at it in a quarterly fashion. So now that we've talked about like everything, right? And we always land in the plane. We landed the plane on a quarterly review. What do you want? I want you to write it out. Matter of fact, come back to this post and let me know, what do you want your quarterly review to look like in January? What do you want to have accomplished by your execution? It's not just about the one-offs. It's about the repetitiveness. And in repetitiveness, you get actual results. So when all of this is said and done, I want you to execute starting today. These are habits that you can start today. So I don't want you to have to do this alone. I know sometimes it can be hard to start, but if you need help or you need support, make sure that you join our community. We are here for you. You get free trial, you get all that other good stuff. Like, it is a rocking community. So I am here extending an olive branch to come join other CEOs like you.